Hey guys, it's Cloth here, and today instead of this Monster Legends Leaks video, I have a bunch of new leaked movesets for you guys, as well as some new leaked events, so let's go ahead and get right into it. Alright, so the first leaked moveset is Posidonias, and this will be the new Tails monster, I believe, so let's go ahead and see if he's good. The first good move is probably this one: removes all negative status effects from an ally and applies a nature immunity and heals an ally by 50%. That is a pretty good move. The nature immunity doesn't really matter, but the remove negative status effects is really good, and the heal is pretty decent. And then we have an AoE PER, which is really good. Remove positive status effects. That's pretty good. And then applies drown to all enemies, which is pretty decent. And then we have a heavy nature damage move, which removes positive status effects from one enemy and applies poison and quicksand. So that's pretty decent. And then his ultimate removes positive status effects from all enemies and applies reverse healing to all enemies and heals them by 50% and heals all allies by 50%. That's a pretty good move. So I wouldn't say that this monster is like super OP, but it is definitely really good, so I definitely suggest you guys try to get him. And then we have Quake's moveset, so this monster is going to be inside of the upcoming breeding quest, so let's go ahead and see if he's good. Alright, so his first good move is probably this one: the moderate special damage to one enemy and total blind to one enemy. That's pretty decent, not like super good though. And then we have a moderate special damage to all enemies and blind and dazed to all enemies, which is pretty good. And then heavy metal damage to one enemy and remove positive status effects twice from one enemy, which is pretty good. And that also does nanovirus, which is pretty good. And then an AoE remove positive status effect and apply nanovirus to all enemies, which is really good. And I just realized both of these monsters actually have removed positive status effects. I feel like they're trying to make monsters to counter the new talent coming soon, because if you didn't know, there is actually going to be a new megataunt talent which can give megataunt to any monster, so I feel like these monsters will be great counters to that. And then we have Quake's trait, so he's going to have immune to control, hardened, and status caster nanovirus, which is pretty good. And then we have another new moveset named Slumster, so let's go and see if he's good. First good move is probably remove all negative status effects from all allies and applies evasion to all allies. That's pretty good. And then we have deal heavy nature damage to one enemy, applies immunity to control, which is pretty good. Applies stamina regen to all allies and requires slowing. So yeah, that's a pretty good move. And then removes all negative status effects from one ally, applies evasion to one ally, applies positive effect protection to one ally, and then deals heavy nature damage to one enemy, removes positive status effects from one enemy, and removes positive status effects from all enemies. That is definitely probably the best move we've seen so far. So I do think that Slumster is probably the best out of these three, but I haven't seen this monster's trait yet, so I guess we'll just have to wait and see. And then we just have an image for the Legends Pass. I do believe that this is the free one, this is the paid one, and then this is the $50 one. And then we have an image for the tokens for the Nature Beast, which is pretty cool. And then we have Posidonia's trait. So he's going to have anticipation, which is pretty good, immune to tortures, which is pretty good, and then status caster nature protection, which honestly isn't that good. And then we have Slumster's trait, so let's go and see if he's a good monster. At rank 0 he's area dodge, so that is actually very good. And immune to control at rank 1 is really good, and stamina regen is kind of whatever, but these two are really good. So this is definitely the best monster we saw in this video. And then there's a random breeding event where you can get Lord Platypus, which he's a pretty good monster, and you get him by combining Tempest and Griffin, which is a pretty easy combo, so you can go ahead and try to get him. And I believe that he has some moves that can protect megataunt, so that's pretty cool. So that's going to be it for this video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more videos like this, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.